Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm your caster, Misfit Midas, and this is Hydro League. Tonight, we're going to be watching two games, the first of which is going to be Team Titan versus WiSe eSports. The map is going to be Border, and we're going to get into our operator bans. Again, if you're kind of new to competitive play, the defensive team is going to get the first and last bans, giving the attackers just a little bit of advantage of getting the middle two bans there. The first ban that's going to come out is Capital for WiSe eSports. That's an attacking operator, extremely strong, especially when you're trying to break off and away from, half wall, etc. Some of the places in Armory, CC, trying to clear corners out, which are so prevalent on this map. Capital is going to be huge. The second ban coming out from Team Titan is actually going to be Nomad, which is a pretty big run-out blocker here, and Team Titan just refusing to want to deal with that when they come over to play defense. Nomad getting 3 air jabs, of course, and a Claymore, so extremely, extremely strong ability to stop run-outs. So that's off the table as well, and then Mira is going to be the second ban coming out. Again, pretty strong when used correctly, whether looking into Fountain or Office or looking over and across the way from Armory Wall into CC. There's several different configurations you can use for the Mira, but it's going to be off the table. And the last but not least is Valkyrie. WiSe choosing to get rid of Valkyrie, who has 3 black eye cams, which give a significant amount of information to a defending team, especially when the attackers can't find them or don't have the ability to with IQ, etc. So, anyways, we're going to get into round number 1 here on Border, Titan versus WiSe eSports. And we're going to play, again, if you're not super familiar, 6 rounds on each side that we start with. So WiSe will play 6 rounds in a row on defense. Titan will play 6 rounds in a row on attack. And then we will switch sides. And then Titan will play 6 on defense, and WiSe will play 6 on attack. They do have the ability to 6 pick after the initial operator picks every time. And Alec going to take advantage of that as he swaps Doc out for Bandit, playing upstairs on Armory Locker's Archives, the number 1 typically most defended site on this map. And here we go. So underway again. This is the most typically defended site on this map. It is the only one that's upstairs. It consists of Armory and Lockers / Archives. Archives. Key to holding this is going to kind of be how the defensive team and the attacking team choose to play these 2 rounds and where the attacking team sets up from. So they can either set and break across from kind of the balcony in the CCTV area you see right underneath the screen, or they can choose to kind of break away in from this balcony and offices / fountain here. So a couple different ways you can do things. And I'm curious to see how both teams are going to play it here as we get into round number 1 underway. So Titan's splitting their spawns between the West Vehicle Exit and Valley here. Have a pretty standard lineup to take this map. They have a Thatcher, Thermite, Poju, which is the Buck, and Sliba for underneath. Kind of going to be able to get some of the bans off the wall. Thatcher can't necessarily do the trick. Clear people from Armory and half wall, etc. And Doki is already in break. So we look at kind of the defensive configuration. They've actually chosen to just give this side of the map completely up. So Horizontal Sheep and Sykes upstairs. And Jared and Alec underneath waiting to play. Poju actually in danger here. He's going to drone him out and then rotate over on to the ventilation and workshop side of the map through the window. Doki again still sitting, droning out in CC. As we have a pretty strong control here already from Team Titan. Sliba sitting right up on the ventilation windows. Kinnis, Onyx, and Doki all sitting right inside of CCTV and break. Kinnis needs to launch that Thatcher out and then going to be able to open up with a Thermite. They're still trying to drone. They just spotted one that's going to be a Customs in the second downstairs. So Jared is going to be identified here as now Poju is going to get taken out from Horizontal, and Alec is actually going to take out Sliba. Alec underneath. Horizontal playing above, though, peeking down behind that half wall. And now Alex still roaming. Jared's going to go ahead and rotate back upstairs, though, so it's one roamer left as both people underneath are completely gone, and it's now a 3v5 very quickly with a minute and a half left in the round. Up to Kinnis, Doki, and Onyx here, as they're going to have to try and hold against this Titan defense. He kind of clears it there with a shotgun, but Onyx is trying to peek around the corner here typically, but with just a minute left, Horizontal is going to utilize a smoke grenade and go ahead and rotate away. Sheep patiently waiting for him to peek that armory wall. Dokkaebi, that is. Doki, excuse me. And still playing very conservative despite the man advantage, something you don't see a lot of teams do. So playing very, very well here on the defense. Onyx still holding the angle down through the hatch, trying to find the last roamer who's just hanging out in workshop. That's Alec, is the bandit. The drone's finally coming out from Kenneth. So Onyx trying to peek down on half wall. They have a Maestro cam on him, though. Doki actually not going to spot Alec. And Doki going to make the push here. Not able to quite get Alec, but Doki will eventually take out Alec, and it's now a 3v4 with 20 seconds left. The execute's going to have to start to come out here. He's just going to push it. And Jarrett is going to get a second kill. And on to Kenneth and Onyx, and Sheep's going to take out Doki to end the round for WiSe eSports. Kind of a haphazard push there, 20 seconds left. They honestly could have had it. You just got to be careful the direction you're pushing and how you're pushing together, etc. Absolutely crazy defense here from WiSe. Starting on upstairs, which, again, you know is the most defendable side on the map. We're going to go downstairs to site number 2, ventilation room and workshop. Titan really stunned there on the double entry downstairs, you know, kind of pushing from pretty common angles coming into that ventilation window. Trying to rotate workshop, got an easy peek off from upstairs, and looks down through right behind half while we're able to take him out. And then the Zofia also went down. So they're going to switch up operators a little bit here on the attack. Sliver going to break out the Jackal, try to expedite maybe that underneath problem set, and Doki's going to pick up the Zofia instead of the Ash. And the defensive team, which is WiSe, very little variance here. Excuse me. Very little variance here. As Horizontal is going to bring the castle, though, and that will be one of the big changes. Alex switching over the dock, and then Sheep actually making the full move over onto the bandit, choosing to drop the Maestro here as well. Horizontal looks like they're going to be playing a pretty typical defense here upstairs in Archives, despite the site being downstairs on bottom floor. A couple pushes right. You can clear the top floor, open up the rotates upstairs on the hatches, open up the floor, get the plan off in through B window, or you can also open up from bathroom here, which is where Onyx has his drone pre-prepped, and kind of utilize that. Horizontal going to also choose to castle off the Archives window, kind of assist any of those defenders playing upstairs in Archives. So all the windows getting prepped, and if you're looking kind of at the defensive split here, you have Alec and Sykes downstairs with the remaining 3 attackers full on upstairs. Titan immediately going to go into the drone. Doki inside already. So is Poju straight into Tellers. Doki backing up, but he's going to go down on a peek from Alec, holding the pixel angle, and Doki is the first kill to go down 30 seconds into the round. Onyx actually going immediately to open the wall here. And they have pretty much downstairs control. Ken is trying to watch the rotate maybe from Customs in sight. Onyx going to open up the bathroom wall, though, immediately, like we just talked about. Alec kind of left alone downstairs along with Sykes. Sykes going to start getting pre-fired, though. Not really sure where he's getting pre-fired from. The smoke's going to get spotted. That's going to be up to Poju. Sliba's going to trade off a little bit upstairs. Poju's going to take out Sykes, though, and a double kill onto Alec, as that is both defenders. And if they can figure this out pretty quickly here, they're going to have to realize that they're completely free downstairs to get the plan off. But as I say that, Horizontal's going to take out Poju, and Jared just dropped down the hatch. Schleiber refrags onto Horizontal, but he's going to be traded down. So essentially, it's now a 2v2 unless they can get the pickup here. Sheep still watching from above the hatch, and Jared downstairs is Kenneth and Onyx. You're going to have to make the move without Sliba. Onyx is actually going to be able to pick up Sliba once they fall off. So Sheep just kind of going to let them have it along with Jared, holding the angles, knowing they still have a minute and a half left. Sliba's back up. And that is all of, you know, the Jackal tracks, so 2 of them, excuse me. The Inox back on the board. He's going to go ahead and identify Sheep. Sheep rotating. Jared just hanging tight. He's going to go back down to the small hatch. And is he going to drop? Not quite sure, but Sliba's on his trail, just patiently waiting. Candace holding the angle from Customs. And Onyx prepped and ready to make the take on the site. Jared now having completely rotated to ventilation. He's going to hear metal stairs, and with the peek onto Sliba. Sliba gets another kill, but Sliba immediately refragged there by Sheep, who's playing upstairs. And they now know it's a 1v2 situation. The plant is going to go down, and it's all up to Sheep. Sheep is going to miss the Thatcher of Kenneth. Kenneth takes out Sheep during the plan of Onyx, and that's going to be the round for Titans. So 2 rounds into the game, We are 1-1. And we're going to go into round number 3. They're going to retry that site. It's probably arguably the second most defendable site on the map, figuring how your team plays. So we're going to go back downstairs to Ventilation Workshop. And that's going to be kind of key here because, after this site, you can rotate back upstairs to Armory Lockers, and that's going to be every 3 map rotations. You can open it back up and go back to that site. Just only locked for those 3 rounds. So the same lineup going to come out here from WiSe eSports, and the same lineup also, for the most part, going to come out here from Titan. Just trying to do a complete reset. You're looking at WiSe eSports saying, you know what, it wasn't that bad. It was close. It came down almost to 1v1. It finished at a 1v2. And we're going to try it again. So, almost picture perfect, the exact same thing here from WiSe eSports. They just got to be extremely careful about choosing how and where they play, considering they just had a look by Titan onto this defense. So if they do the same thing, it could get them in trouble here. So the drone's immediately coming out upstairs as Titan starts trying to take on to upstairs immediately this time, as opposed to going right in downstairs into tellers. Like last time, Sykes and Alex just hanging out right on site, kind of just waiting for the Romans to do their job, trying to give them information. And then Jared, horizontal on sheep, playing upstairs very patiently here. Is you actually have Poju, who almost took all of his health down to 0 based on some quick shots by horizontal, presumably. Horizontal actually going to go down from a pre-fire through the wall. Poju not able to finish it off, though, as Sliba now knows he's down. He's pinging him. They can't quite get the kill here, though, as the peek's going to come out from Sheep, and Sheep's going to actually also down Poju. And you know what? They're just going to leave horizontal up there. So 1 minute in the round, they're going to realize he's down. They're going to be able to pick up Poju. Titan is, that is, and horizontal's just going to stay down as the side clear starts to come out. Sheep actually debating almost rotating back up, but no one coming back up. You kind of look at the spread right now. This is what we have. Doki patiently waiting to make this push. He thinks someone's still up, but Slibe is going to take out horizontal, and it's now a 5v4. So Poju and Doki both hanging out in fighting fountain. Slibe is still getting the drone on, and Alec and Sykes just hanging out down sight with Jared and Sheep. Sheep playing slightly off though on customs. So the wall and the floor is going to start to be opened up. Maybe the floor looking down into sight here to prep for that plant, particularly maybe from that window, depending on how Jared makes the rotate off this. He's going to fall off as utility gets utilized. Poju actually sledging open, and he sees a player, but he's actually choosing not to go for it. He watched Sykes run right past him, but chose not to go for it at all. He's going to be spotted, but Sykes onto Kenneth as Onyx takes out Sheep, and then immediate refrag on to Sykes by Poju. It's now a 4v2 situation here for Alec and Jared, both of which are playing off site. Slibe taking out Alec, though, for a double kill on the round for him, and it's now a 4v1 with Wise's host resting in Jared, who's now playing in jail, knowing he has to make the rotate. Onyx going right in a default plant on B window. Coming in, he's just going to set for it as Team Titan lock down the area. Jackal going to go down, so Jared takes out Sliba from customs. The plant's going to go off. Onyx going to jump outside, and Poju, though, with yet another kill on the round on Jared to end the round. Titan now up 2-1. That is going to open up, though, since it has been 3 rounds since we first played Armory, to go back upstairs. So I'd imagine that Wise is going to go back upstairs to Armory Lockers here. And they, in fact, are. So Wise is going to rotate back upstairs to the strong side as Team Titan prepares for an attack, as they've won 2 in a row. We'll see if they can make it 3 and have it come up 3-1. Again, we're at the first half of the game. So we're a quarter of the way through the first half of Wise's defense here. Just kind of key to that one was just Titans droning over and over and over. And even when they think they got the kills, They followed in with the drones. They picked it up. They confirmed it was empty. They weren't just haphazardly rushing into upstairs. They weren't peeking anything. They weren't going for it. And so far here, a pretty strong showing from Poju and Sliba on Team Titan. And then all around pretty decent play here from WiSe, just not able to capitalize near the end of the rounds here as they're just getting picked off by pretty great drone work and coordinated pushes on attack by WiSe. We're going to see the Maestro come back out in addition towards Sykes, back on the Legion again. So Sheep utilizing those two Evil Eyes here for Maestro, try to gain some extra information for his team. Putting them to pretty common spots, one in the hallway and then one right on half wall so it can peek out onto the default plant spot and the wall. And also trying to prep some cross angles for his team. So Alec actually roaming downstairs, having placed all his bandits upstairs pretty quickly, so kind of hanging out and standing by. You kind of look at the play here. Sheep, Horizontal, and Sykes are all playing upstairs. Sykes trying to prep the window open. That's Jared and Alec playing underneath. Have the same personnel yet again waiting on the roam. Alec getting some of that quick information on who's pushing where. They know one's coming front door, and that's Poju. Jared actually taking about a quarter damage here. Alec knowing he has to rotate off, waiting on that flank to come back in from the back. Someone's in bathroom, but he's not quite going to peek it. There's no way Sliba doesn't hear him, though, as he's looking right towards Customs. Kenneth actually almost trying to open up, maybe even into jail. And Doki also looking above from CC and got to do some damage onto Alec, who's at a quarter health. And Alec immediately going to get taken out by Doki, and Sliba onto Jared, though. So that's both roamers immediately just completely collapsed. Kind of crazy here as we're a minute into the round and all the roamers have been dispatched of completely. Sliba now up on these stairs. Doki, Kenneth, in CC. Poju underneath, prepped to try and see what he needs to do on half wall from underneath with that skeleton key. Onyx opening the wall. And it's now going to be up to Sykes and Sheep really to kind of hold this default wall plant here. Horizontal got the smoke out, so he does still have all three of his Toxic Babes. Doki trying to burn maybe the ADS here with the ADSs. Realizes they're burnt. Going to utilize that breach charge maybe. Doesn't have any left actually, so that's going to be the Maestro Cam turned up though on some great play by Sheep. Sheep still hanging at some health. Sykes prepped actually ready to make the push up if he has to from around the bomb because they know where the plant's going to come out at. Doki running in onto that reinforced wall and the plant's actually going to go down here. Poju taking out Sheep, and it's now a 5v2 as Doki's actually able to take out Sykes as well, and it's all up to Horizontal, who's also taken out by Doki on a flawless round by Team Titan after a perfect execution onto the armory wall. We're now 3-1 Team Titan. WiSe really struggling after that first round to hold together, and Team Titan just reading them like a book. WiSe going right for the same plays every single time. They have the same two roamers. They have them in the same places, and they're trying to redo these sites over and over, and they're just getting absolutely punished by Team Titan here. Team Titan just executing with drones, getting the double drones down on personnel, following it up with guns themselves to be able to follow in. They immediately, like you notice, they caught the player, they caught Sheep roaming in customs, and then they were just able to close on it from CCTV hatch. They were able to close on it from bathroom, hallway, from right outside in jail. They had every single angle locked down. Sheep could go nowhere. And it's just coming into, a credit almost really to the quality of the drone play here. And we're actually not going to go back upstairs here as WiSe just making a complete audible, choosing to go somewhere we have not yet been. And we're going to go bathroom tellers. So all 5 players right now on WiSe eSports going upstairs. So kind of excited to see how this comes out and where they choose to hold this with all 5 players upstairs. Looks like they're going to make a pretty strong office-bound defense. Horizontal kind of getting almost sticking Alec out there, but not quite, as they're prepping some angles, and it almost looks like all 5 players playing upstairs, or is anyone going down? I don't know if anyone's actually going down. I think they're choosing to play the site completely from upstairs with the hatch open. Not a bad play. I'm actually really curious to see if this works out here as Titan initiates their drone. So they know they're going to have to drone. I'll be curious to see how many players they actually identify as upstairs here. Doki following the drone immediately in, like we just talked about, following Poju's drone here. So Doki coming right in, The immediate breach charge is going to come out. It's going to open up. And then he realizes there's several players in there. They're going to have to start making plays. Alec at a quarter health here. Actually, less than. And it peeks from the hatches. Onyx downstairs, and we just talked about the way they play off each other. What a play there from Titans. They're just immediately calling coordinated shots. And horizontal with the whip onto Sliba. Sliba at quarter health takes it out. Onyx going for the plant here. Not much. Sykes is actually going to be able to take out Onyx. Kenneth onto Jared, though, and now Sykes is just awaiting this brutal attack upstairs as Doki takes out Syke, and it's all up to Sheep. Sliba making the push down into bathroom. He's going to pick up the diffuser. Knows he can actually plant pretty quickly, but Poju's going to take out Sheep on a drop into tower lobby. Titan absolutely taking off here. And what a play from Poju there. What a play. It's absolutely nuts here. Titan is actually going off here on WiSe. WiSe, I think, only getting 1 kill in the past 2 rounds, and that was actually on the defuse. What a crazy game so far. And WiSe, trying something new, so you can't discredit them. They know they're down a little bit. They need to shake things completely up. They go upstairs. But the drone play from Titan, I just want to comment on the play on Doc, right? They drone him out. They know he's there. They open up the wall. Ash doesn't peek it. It's an immediate peek by, I think, Kenneth upstairs. Just shooting straight down the door. They make the call. He's sitting right there. And right behind it is Onyx, who is just able to peek it from downstairs through the open hatch and get the kill. Just absolute in-sync coordination from Titan. You can tell they're 100% prepared. But I almost called them Winbolo, but WiSe eSports going back upstairs to a home that is actually the only site they've won thus far, and we're on their 6th and final defensive round. This could come into a 5-1 half here on attack for Team Titan. Really kind of concerned for WiSe here coming in the half, only having won 1 round and not looking very strong in the past 2. I don't see them taking this one. But again, a pretty similar lineup, and we'll see if the playstyle is any different here from this absolutely merciless Team Titan attack. Doki immediately opening up in the CC, and what you saw previously, the peak almost going to come out from Sykes here on the long. Or Alec, excuse me. Looking down and long through the peak hole. But I don't know if you notice this, Doki is 100% already in break. Holding the angle onto 90. The drones are going to come out. Onyx is sitting right on the wall, making the prep. And Doki is just now pressuring with Sliba from behind onto the window. So that's now 3 players. That's horizontal, Sykes, and Sheep playing right in on A, which is the armory lockers. And then you have Al kind of hanging out and over. But the wall is going to be opened up almost immediately here. Soft into small office, important to note. And now Doki taking turns running. Poju going to be able to take out Sykes, though, with that grenade. And that's courtesy of the new grenades brought to you by Dokkaebi. And the second call is going to come out. Slibe is really holding this angle. He sees the bandit head. Going to actually be able to almost finish off Alec here, but not quite, as the rings are still going down. And horizontal trying to hold against small office, but is going to be picked off from so many angles here. As Poju was able to take out one, but Sheep refragged onto Poju. The plant's going down. Sheep going to try and peek it, but not going to be able to get it off against Doki, as Doki's playing on half wall. And it's now a 2v3 situation. Alex still stuck in Archives, knowing he's going to have to make the push around. Jared trying to make the play right onto 90 and coming into Armory as well. Not really sure how this is going to go for him, and he's going to be immediately picked off there by Onyx, and Sliba finishing off Alec on the flank. And that's Team Titan, 5 rounds in a row, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into the half 5-1. So Titan now going to switch over onto defense. And WiSe eSports switching over to attack. It's not to say that WiSe can't make a comeback here. If anybody watches Pro League, you saw yesterday something I'm extremely disappointed about. G2 eSports going down in a match that they should have won after being up 5-0. They end up losing 7-5. Na'Vi taking 7 rounds off of them with a sub, mind you. They don't have our Doki, ladies and gentlemen. They have their own, not quite as good as ours on Titan, but they do have their own Doki. So again, the 6 picks are going to come out, and actually both going to be for 2 Burnt Horizon operators here, as Alex switching from the Sledge to the Gridlock, and the Mozzie being put into play by Sliba. Really great performance from Titan thus far, and we're going to start upstairs. We talked about it's the most common sight. We're going to see 3 ACOGs come out here in the first round. Onyx, Poju, and Kenneth bring out the Rook, Doc, and Maestro, and then a couple of their lighter roamers here, Jaeger and Mozzie, kind of some of that grenade and drone denial. So pretty much a standard defense here. We're going to see Sliba kind of protect the CC wall a little bit more, actually. That's going to allow him to play in, if he plays in Pansy corners. That's what I call it there in the box area, where everybody can sit fairly safely and just crouch and pretend to hold CCTV. The Bulletproof is going to come out looking down the long haul. And we're going to be into round number 7 here, as all Team Titan has to do is win 2 of the next 6 rounds in order to take home the victory. So drone work coming to start out here, trying to look for the roamers, but if you look on the map, there are 0 roamers from Team Titan downstairs. That means all 5 players on Team Titan sitting upstairs. 2 of them hang out in CC. Actually, something we didn't see WiSe eSports do at all. They did not contest CC at all. Poju has a dirty angle looking down onto the top of these stairs from CC. And the drone were kind of coming out. Alec opening up with the LMG right into Armory, but Onyx is sitting safely behind half wall. Not quite able to do much there. The drone's still coming out from WiSe, trying to confirm that downstairs is clear. Jared actually the opening frag onto Doki, and that's the Jaeger from underneath. And there it is. Onyx going to take out Alex. So that is Gridlock gone. Poju now playing fairly aggressive from that corner. As the break starts coming, Kenneth taking out Horizontal, though, kind of breaking into break room door. Sheep hanging out on the balcony, trying to peek Onyx. Onyx not having any of it, though. Not even going to give him the time of day, as Sykes is still droning downstairs and coming up east. Jared also droning underneath. Going to identify now Sliba, who's going to get the drone Mozzie, but he's going to be playing top metal, so he's going to wait on that push here from Jared and Sykes. Sykes actually making the peek onto the stairs. Sliba's got to hear it, but I don't think he does. He's going to wait till he comes up, and Sliba sees the barrel of the gun of Sykes, and Sykes is going to go down. And it's now a 4v2 situation for WiSe after Jared gets the opening kill previously. And Onyx is going to take out Jared from the peak hole we saw earlier in half wall. And it's now all up to Sheep, ladies and gentlemen. Is this now into a 1v4? So Titan still droning out with the Mozzie here, using some reverse drone advantage, and knows Sheep is just sitting downstairs patiently waiting, and immediately peeked there by Poju on a call, probably from the Mozzie there, and that's Titan on match point. So that is round number 6. It's now 6-1 for Team Titan. All they have to do is win 1 of the next 5 rounds if they want to win the match. They're already guaranteed at least 1 point, because 6 points is a tie. There is no overtime. It is only 12 rounds. And there's your scoreboard thus far. A good opening kill there from Jared, but just then WiSe struggling a little bit later with the drone play, and then pushing together, kind of not watching out for the angles, not being careful, and droning and assisting each other on some of the refrags, and being able to call out long angles that Titan was taking such advantage of. And so now for match point, we're going to go downstairs to ventilation room workshop, as Titan tries to take out WiSe here in under 30 minutes if they can win this match point right now. So again, we're going to be starting downstairs. We're going to see Sliba bring out the mute here, try to deny some of those drones just a little bit here. And then you also have the Vigil from Poju. So we're actually seeing 2 of the ACOGs we had last round go away, opting for the castle from Kenneth and Poju on the Vigil. We'll see how much roam play we have playing upstairs. That's actually going to be east stairs castled off from Kenneth. Kind of an interesting one. But it also all depends on how Titan wants to try and hold upstairs. They're going to go ahead and open up both hatches upstairs and just reinforce the outer walls. A fairly common practice. And then several players here from Titan upstairs. Sliba staying downstairs at least. And then Poju, Onyx, and Doki hanging out upstairs while Kinnis goes down to help out Sliba. So this is do or die for WiSe eSports. We're very, very quickly now on match point. They've only taken one round thus far. They have to do something this round. And if you look, 0 droning at this point. Everybody's just kind of hanging out, watching angles. No drones are pre-placed. Nobody's watching yet. And everyone just patiently waiting. Drone's finally coming out, choosing to try and play upstairs. Not really getting much information here, as Doki and Poju both patiently wait here in CC. Using that visual ability to the best he can. The drone immediately going to come out here. And that's going to be Sykes trying to peek into CC. Actually not using any of his Jackal. And the peek's going to come out, though, on a beautiful rotation through the rotate hole by Doki onto Sykes, as he just was able to rotate very freely onto the door because he didn't get a full drone in. And Sliba actually going to try and make a run out here. Jared on quarter health because of that run out. Alex trying to make a peek onto Onyx. Going to chip some health away. Poju going to get fairly aggressive. Notice he can actually run out potentially. And it's making Alex nervous. He's having to watch multiple angles. And they're just almost kind of trapped and refusing to leave it as Doki gets a second kill on the round onto horizontal. Alec able to frag out onto Poju on Armory balcony here. And Onyx just waiting on Alec to come up. Alec is actually going to swing in and start making his way down the balcony. But you forget that Doki is still in CC and just waiting on Doki to absolutely unleash here as Alec is playing on break door. And I don't actually know if Doki knows that Alec's on break door. He's got to hear him. He sees the Legion Trap go off. And Doki making the rotate around yet again. Trying to peek Alec here. Alec has no idea. And Doki's going to get another kill, but whiffs it here. As Alex is able to take out Doki and now very quickly makes it into a 3v3 despite the fact that Titan now has the man advantage here. So Sheep and Jared both choosing to head back upstairs. This fleeced with drones and personnel. Alec pushing Armory, trying to take out Onyx. Kidis is going to take out Sheep. And that's Alec and Jared left here. Onyx actually has no idea that he's just sitting on top metal. No drone work being done by his team. The glass is going to break. Onyx doesn't have any idea what's going on right now. As Onyx is going to take out Alex and continues to peek Armory wall. But then here's another one back onto small office. Refrag there by Jared as it's now up to Jared. He has a Legion goo mine in his leg. Quarter health against 2 full health defenders here with just 15 seconds left to go. So Jared going to choose not to drop down that hatch, but rotate all the way outside with 5 seconds left here. This is match point. And it's going to be a knockdown and a finish there from Sliba onto Jared, as that is round number 8 and the game. 7-1 Team Titan. And there's your scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. Team Titan, your victors for the first match here. If you guys are interested in watching more Siege tonight, stand by, and here shortly in about 15 to 20 minutes or so, we will have new Zense versus Good Game Well Played coming up on this channel. Again, I'm your caster, Misfit Midas. Be sure to hang out, stay around for the next game, and congratulate Team Titan on a job well done.
you
Ladies and gentlemen, I just realized I've been muted for the past 3 minutes. You're welcome. I'm a horrible caster. Anyways, we're back. We just talked about the bans and kind of how they were going to come out. So pretty important bans here with the Thatcher, the Captal, the Kaid. That's going to eliminate a lot of the tricking that we would have here typically from like a Bandit, etc. And then the Kaid on for the hatches. It's going to be a huge kind of lineup switch. And then just talking about, while I was muted, the 6-pick that Destiny chose to use from the mirror to the castle. Kind of interesting considering castle's almost a staple pick here on this site for it to work. So kind of a waste of a 6-pick in my opinion. But Road also 6-picked off from Ash onto Zofia. So we're going to see it here starting in gym bedroom. So obviously looking for Teamname, who went from having the shortest team name to the longest in the league. Fun fact is now going to start on gym bedroom, and so they're feeling extremely confident they have to be on that site here. Road going to be able to at least open one of the castles, which is going to be the gym window here, and not able to quite get a second based on the ADS, thankfully. But Polar hanging calm in bedroom, being Jackal tracks pretty immediately. Maslow starting the Maverick trick, and Kronos able to get a kill onto the Bandit, so that's the Bandit down and out of the way. And now we're just kind of waiting. Road actually surprisingly not being peeked at all from that CC window, but Verdi kind of hanging out and watching it here. Rosin gets casted off, and that's going to be Hot Doggy playing in Cash. Kind of with Black Ice. Kronos hanging out on that tub balcony. The wall is officially open. They realize logistics is cut off, and if the drone work comes out pretty effectively here, they're going to realize no one is on red. And if you look at kind of the spread of the defensive team here, that's Black Ice, Hot Doggy, and Destiny up top, and then underneath, you're looking at it here, ladies and gentlemen, only Polar, who's playing right there on tunnel. So only 4 players again left on the defensive team with just a minute left in the round almost. It's now still a 5v4. Road kind of just creeping along. He's going to jump into bedroom and whip onto Destiny on a beautiful headshot. And that's bathroom, ladies and gentlemen. They have secured sight 100% here, and they've got to start covering the rotate angles as just like that, Verdi's watching. And now all 3 defenders are stuck off site on a freaking beautiful play here. And he's going to peek on to Black Ice, but Black Ice taking advantage of the whiff from Verdi and taking Verdi out and then refragging or healing himself. But it doesn't matter though, because you still just have 4 attackers just waiting to pounce here. Hot Doggy gonna push in but get immediately killed by Sam. Refragged is Black Ice onto Sam, and we also lost, Des. So we're now going straight into a 1v3, and the first round is Black Ice is going to have to retake for no team name, but is going to be killed by Maslow as that ends the round for New Zense. Now 1 up right off rip. But a headshot there going into logistics from the top of red stairs. We'll see if looking for team name tries to pull that back off again and chooses to go to gym bedroom if they'll switch it for a more common side. There we go. We're going to see him switch over to CCTV Cache, a little bit more common of a site there. There's your scoreboard after the first round. Black Ice getting a double kill after the whiff by Verdi, but then New Zense getting pretty decent kill matches across the board, but just a great execute. And I just really want to talk about that push in from Zofia by Road. Just literally knows right where he's at and just scales the window, completely not worried about it, and just take off. What an absolute maniac play. But now we're going to go over to CC and Cash. And looks like the only drone denial here since the Thatcher is banned is going to be the mute. So they're just going to kind of put it there to make them work for it a little bit, as they're going to have to take advantage of some utility to get used to that. And then the pretty common, almost staple now, garage wall reinforcements going to be boarded up. Kind of interesting, though, considering the fact that they don't have a Captal to try to trick the wall up anymore either, and there's no need for it. So they'll still be doing that, but more to most likely probably just to prevent the buck from utilizing a quick opening. We're really going to have to take advantage of some of the utility here if they want to execute into this site, but overall, it should be a fairly standard take here. Just going to have to execute a little utility there just to get the CC wall opened up. And there are your reinforcements. All 5 players on looking for team name right now. Playing upstairs. Nobody really roaming downstairs. And that's going to not really be able to counteract, which we almost had a buck, but we don't. Verdi's going to bring it out. So that's going to be Verdi's shotgun that would have to go underneath. Either that or Road, utilizing the lifelines. So the Maverick going to immediately start here. Maslow just trying to start in the middle to find the mute jammer. Chris going to be the one that's trying to peek it. Can't quite find it. He's going to make the call out. He needs to peek it one more time. Try and get it. Still can't quite spot it. But Maslow's going to be able to get it. So now it's going to open up for Kronos to be able to get the wall here. Maslow now on watch duty. Verdi doing the joystick move. Hot Doggy's going to take out Maslow, though. So that's Maverick gone. Verdi, again, we talked about playing the joystick angle. Going to do a little bit of damage onto Baka just off some peaks. The drone's going to come out. And he's going to start being like double pushed here. Polar going to take out Road, though, on a great assist here. Prone is Jackal, but it doesn't matter as Polar whips Verdi on a double kill for the round in Jim. And now Sam is left in logistics and Kronos on the main wall. And it's now a 2v5 very quickly. He's going to pick the diffuser up and drop off as Sam now left alone in logistics as Baka's hanging out there, but really not paying much attention. The drone's going to come out. He knows right where Baka's at. This is an easy win for the F2 if Sam can utilize it right. Kronos, meanwhile, rotating around to the construction wall, still having one more of it. He's going to breach charge open through logistics, but get picked off by Baka with that SMG-11, and now it's a 1v5 for Kronos if Zense still wants to win this round. Kind of the pre-fire peak coming out on the top of red stairs. But a flawless round for looking for team name as Black Ice gets the headshot onto Kronos to end the round. And a much stronger look there from looking for team name / what you would formerly know them as. GG, well played. Good game, well played. And we're now tied at 1v1 as Zense attempts to recreate the first round and try to pull this one off as we go downstairs to Church Arsenal. This is sometimes either the first or the second preferred site here on this map for most teams. This is third on the rotation list, though. So, with that being said, if looking for team name were able to pull this site off, they would be able to rotate back to Chim Bedroom as that will have opened back up. The 6 picks are going to come out, though. Road choosing to switch to the IQ, and then a 6 pick from the Castle to the Legion by Black Ice. And so that's going to be a pretty decent pick there for the IQ as you'll have the Black Ice and Destiny on the Valcams. And that's probably going to be what honestly spurred the 6 pick here, because Road not wanting to mess around with those Black Eyes that Destiny is going to be able to play here. Just choosing to completely ignore it, knowing he has to make this 6 pick to the switch, and he's going to do it. So Hot Doggy kind of reinforcing some of those base walls here. It looks like they're playing a bit into blue. Destiny trying to figure out exactly where he wants to throw these cams. Pretty decent cam spawns here thus far. Black Ice actually choosing to play in tunnel. Almost for me just putting down. No, he's just putting the goo mine down. And we're going to get started into round number 3 as Zense attempts to take this looking for team name defense. So we do finally see Birdie here on the buck, making the call that they're going to have to get tunnel open with Thermite Kronos if that's what they want to do. But Kronos instead choosing to be droned in by Buck. Kind of an interesting move there. You typically would see Buck pushing more and Kronos being the one that the drone is issue fragger, but Sam actually with Road right in front of the drone work here as they have already cleared right into pool table and back out and through bathroom. So Kronos trying to play an entry fragger here as the Thermite has Road and Sam are making the push up together. You look kind of at the roam spread here, you're going to see that no one is playing upstairs at all from this Zense team. That's all 5 downstairs, and as soon as they figured that out, this should be a fairly quick open and prep. Kronos getting that bar hatch that's going to look straight down and over into Moto. And going to go ahead and spot that Maestro playing in Armory, trying to fight the switch drone and loot. Just going to go ahead and have an F in chat for that drone play there. Birdie taking out Destiny here from above. Still not quite able to make that push onto the hatch, but Hot Dog is standing by. Both impact grenades are ready to try and trick it if he can, but Verdi trying to open up some of the angles for his team before he starts trying to peek them too much entirely here. Road prep to drop Moto along with Kronos. They know they can actually almost get away with it. They've identified it, and that's going to be Road making the drop down. Going to drop the default cam. He's going to stand by for Hot Doggy to actually maybe potentially even try and peek this here. He's going to see Road not do any damage here. And the church wall is actually going to go open up, and kind of on a mistime there, Road's going to take some damage. Baka is going to go down, though, on a peek from up top. That's Sam, and Road's going to get Hot Doggy. It's now very quickly a 5v2, as it's all up to Polar, who's holding right from blue into church. Going to almost get the pre-fire off, but not quite, as Kronos takes out Polar, and it's all up to Black Ice alone and unafraid. And Arsenal, Black Ice is going to take out Sam in the hallway, though, and he's going to have to start trying to make the rotate around. Road is still down, mind you, and that's Black Ice in a 1v, realistically 3 situation. The plant goes down from Verdi. Maslow's trying to get this hatch open desperately. The hatch is going to open up. Trying to pre-fire into hallway, but he's just honestly very patiently waiting. Here, Black Ice trying to make the push. He sees him down. Go for the free kill. Go for the free kill. You know you want to do it. He finally gets the free kill on the Road. It's a double kill here for the round. It kind of stalled out in blue. He's got to be seen and not quite able to be finished off here, though, as Verdi just kind of prone, and Legion tries to make the peek into the back of church, but Kronos, yeah, another kill on the round onto Black Ice, and that closes out the round. All in all, kind of an interesting round there, but now Nuisance is up on looking for team name 2-1 here, and we're going to go back downstairs to church. So team looking for team name is feeling pretty confident in the fact that they barely lost that side. Potentially, maybe they're going to realize they have to go back down there. They've now lost 2 rounds in a row. You got to imagine they're probably pretty shook here, but on both teams there, it just looked like both teams were kind of just almost missing a lot of their shots, whether it's on drones or people, and just not connecting in ways they should have, but connecting in ones that, you know, you really wouldn't expect them to. So they can solidify that. They should be okay. Trying to speed things up a little bit. They're going to switch off the Maverick onto the Habana, and then Road choosing to break out the Lion. It's time to close this thing out here. So trying to continue creating the deficit. They're going to bring out that Lion, just utilize maybe in that plant there, and then also being able to get those hatches open just a bit quicker, but then risking the fact that there are 4 nades on the defensive team right now. 2 from Hot Doggy and then 2 from Black Ice here that could be used for kind of tricking the hatches. So they do still have them. They're bringing out the Mozzie by Bacchus. That's going to allow them, you know, kind of some drone denial a bit there, just realistically for almost taking over the drones. And then another C4 on the board along with Destiny here. So Destiny going to come back down. Still has 2 Black Eyes. Going to place them in fairly common places based on their experience last time. The IQ not going to come out this time, though, from Zense. Clearly, they weren't too worried about the Black Eyes cameras there. Sam kind of peeking right into lockers with Road. Road going to entry frag with that line. Kronos making the move around. But if you're kind of looking at the spread here for looking for team name, Polar now and Baka both playing completely upstairs. We kind of saw this a couple weeks ago in, I think it was a game with Jaeger eSports. I might not be remembering that correctly, but they kind of played up top and then just got caught. But if they play this right, Nuisance is not going to expect them to be up there and get sandwiched, considering all 5 defenders were downstairs last time. So, you know, they might just completely forego it. And this might be a pretty free push here for Nuisance. And then at least they think it's free, right? And then they're going to rotate down. Bacchus sitting on red stairs and not droned out at all. Kind of making quite a bit of noise here. Kind of curious to see exactly what happens here. Most of the team on drones. Maslow just patiently waiting. Kronos literally hanging right in bar here. Kind of look at the spread of the team. This is what you have. Maslow going to start making the push. A back 3. He just missed Maslow's rotate. He's still praying very patiently despite all the hatches being opened up here. So that's going to be bar, and that's going to be several of the other hatches. So I'm pretty sure at this point they actually have all the hatches open, but Baka is just still waiting, and they have now dropped the hatches. So 2 of them are down in hatch through Moto, and they're continuing the drone out here. Kronos is going to go ahead and open up the wall. Baka has to know he's got to make the peek back, and he's actually going to whiff it. And it's going to be Sam that misses the peek maybe on the Mozzie, but Baka's going to take out Verdi, but Sam just refrags onto Baka. Destiny able to take out Kronos, though, but immediately refragged there by Road, as it's now a 3v3. Road going to get a second kill on a Black Ice, but make almost an overly aggressive push onto Hot Doggy. Polar's going to take out Road, though, and it's now a 2v2, so a very close game come back here from looking for Teamname. The plant is going to go down right now, though. Right behind the default plant and Bar. The peak going to come out, but Maestro taking out the F2 as Hot Doggy takes out Sam and Polar takes out Maslow. And just like that, looking for Teamname is able to retake and recapture the round. And it's now 2v2. What a round for looking for Teamname. I think Zense got a little cocky, did a little aggressive, realized that, you know, first floor was completely free again like they noticed last time. Last round, all the defenders were downstairs, but this time, looking for Teamnames changed it up. They dropped 2, took them upstairs, and then were able to sandwich almost a little bit there with only, you know, 1 kill coming out from Road. Excuse me, not Road. 1 kill coming out from Baka. He played it, I think, a little bit too patiently, honestly, but still, in fact, you know, they were still able to make it work, and he got at least 1 before he was able to be finished off. 6 picks are going to come back out, though, as Road is changing over to IQ, and then Destiny going back to the Bandit, to the Mozzie now. So no Waldo now this time. They're just going to let him open unless they use the mute again. And we're going to go to CCTV Cache yet again. So kind of a back on the rise now. They've taken a round back here for themselves. They just need to keep this momentum if they want to be able to hang in with Zense, you know, kind of pushing a little aggressively here, you know, going at it, really playing off the momentum of the team, and really just able to make it work for them for a bit before, you know, just almost being caught there because they just didn't do their due diligence. So only really 1 ACOG here to play in Garage if that's what they're going to choose to play there, but, you know, I'm not seeing it yet. I doubt they'll put the Maestro exposed like that. They might. But kind of curious to see who they choose to let play out there in Garage. And it is going to be Hot Doggy. So Hot Doggy is going to play out on the Garage, it looks like. And Zense trying to come back in here and retake some of the momentum they lost last round. Getting some of the similar angles that they had last time. Verdi going right back for that joystick roam clear, starting over on tub wall. Maslow realizing, excuse me, that there's the mute jammer. He's going to start what could potentially be the Maverick. We see it actually finally come out. Black Ice hanging over in cache, but Baka and Destiny both sitting over in gym bedroom. Hot Doggy sitting in church, and then that leaves Polar underneath to make kind of the flank up, and he's actually going to come up on red stairs too now that he knows no one's up there realistically, which is going to be kind of a nice play here, as Verdi's now about able to make the push in if he would actually go for it, as Polar's now poised on red stairs, and there was not a drone that found him just yet. So he's kind of just waiting to make this push in. They did actually drone out Polar upstairs, so he's just rotating all the way down to basement, back around, leaving nobody actually over there to fend for themselves anymore. It's kind of Destiny that's still kind of left there, but not really, as now Road, Sammer, and Verdi are pushing in, and they're getting fairly aggressive here as Destiny's going to realize he's about to make this push. The peek's going to come out, but not quite, as Sammer backing back off. The drone going to get shot there. They know someone's sitting there. He's going to make the rotate back off into construction, and we're looking at Garage Wall. Garage Wall is going to be able to be opened up by Kronos here in a very weird way. Sam is going to take out Destiny, though, on the entry frag here. Back on around on a decent push play, and now going to try and make the push onto cache despite tracking Baka. So Baka getting mute jammed in a beautiful SMG-11 kill onto Verdi as he rotates back to red stairs, knowing there's a couple sitting on the wall. just outside upstairs, but Road is going to go down in garage as Hot Doggy able to use that LMG to finish him off in the bottom. Maslow on the drone, Sam holding the angle through construction into cash, and then Kronos trying to get the drone around the mute. Sam's going to get yet another kill onto Polar, and it's now a 3v3 situation, but Baka still fully alive with an SMG-11 and able to get a second kill with the SMG-11 on a headshot onto Sam. Hot Doggy trying to make the peek onto the long wall, is able to see it, but it doesn't matter as Kronos is actually able to finish him a refrag almost after Hot Doggy took out Maslow. It's now, for all intents and purposes, a 1v2 situation with 15 seconds left. Black Ice just ready and willing, waiting on this push here, but Black Ice going to do the bait and switch with Baka to finish off Kronos, and that is looking for team name 3-2. We have 1 round left in this half. So each team is going to play 6 rounds on each side. So looking for team name has 6 rounds on this defense. They have 1 left of that, and they're going to switch to attack for 6 rounds and give Zense a chance to defend for 6 rounds. We're going to go back over to Gym Bedroom. This is the site looking for team name lost in the very first round of the game, if you remember correctly. And they're going to choose to go back there with a pretty similar lineup as to what we saw when we went there the first time. Zense this time, however, breaking out in Nomad and IQ, different from the first time they played there. Habana and Dokkaebi as well. So a pretty significant lineup shift for Zense going into Gym Bedroom. Talk about some of that wall denial. Realize they don't really need the bandits too much. So Baka just going to choose to continue only utilizing those mute jammers, and then kind of making the heavy play here in cash and angling it through construction. The problem was last time, though, is they tried to angle too much over here, and then just some great entry frags coming in, you know, specifically from Road there early on in the bedroom. We're able to completely open up this side of the map and then leave looking for team name trapped off-site. So you're going to have to be careful to avoid doing that, but we'll see if they either learn from their mistakes or recreate them here as we go into round number 6. So 9% of the team here going to split all of their spawns, actually. And so everyone going every different way. Verdi rising. He didn't want to play for the first 12 seconds. They're actually holding him back because he's such an overpowered player. So they say, hey, man, you can't move for 12 seconds. Then you're going to be able to go after that. But we've got to give looking for team name a chance here in round number 6. So Destiny kind of prepping the impact here. So opening the wall so he can impact Trick in case they try to open up both walls from inside garage. Sam going to take out Hot Doggy, though, and that is Maestro absolutely eliminated there on what was a long angle into construction. Wow. Extremely impressive play there from Sam on a very, very long angle. Polar playing all the way down a tunnel, trying to get this peek onto Kronos or Road out on that tub balcony, but not quite able to get rid of the mute jammers just yet. Now, kind of getting back on their feet, making some drone work, and then figuring out exactly where they're going to have to make this push from. But we have a minute executed from the round and 2 left here, as they're still trying to get rid of these mute jammers, but not actually quite able to get rid of them yet, as the drones are still kind of coming out. But Baka playing extremely patiently on. But into sight we go here as Road is in Gym. A long angle whiffed there by Destiny, but it doesn't matter as Baka is able to take it off from Road with SMG-11 in a second for Baka. He's absolutely on fire the past 2 rounds as he takes out Sam. Tub wall is going to go ahead and be open. Kronos trying to peek. They've got to get rid of Baka. He's been an absolute thorn in their side thus far. Polar rotating back from garage. Black Ice hanging out construction and just waiting on this push and execution to come in. Maslow's going to get peeked from CC window by Polar, though, and that is a diffuser down outside on the balcony. Verdi's going to take out Polar, so it's now a 2v3. The peek's going to come for Bathroom by Baka, but just too far for the SMG-11 to hit the shots extremely accurately. Kronos is going to get him out, and it's now a 2v2 situation. Destiny trying to trade off here with Verdi. The plant's going to go down. Kronos is at half health, and it's going to start having to come in now where Destiny's going to have to try and retake against a couple of these teams, but Kronos is going to take out Verdi, and looking for team name still refrags as Black Ice takes out the last 2 attackers to save the round for looking for team name, and that's now a 4-2 at the half. What a great defensive half there from looking for team name after a really rough first round, kind of looking nervous, but they were able to execute and make it happen. And Zense now on the downside, but switching over to defense on this fairly defensive-sided map. So we're going to start upstairs at CCTV Cache and see what we can do for this new Zense defense. That's right, it rhymes. So Six Pick's going to come out. Black Eye switching from the Sledge to the Jackal. And then Verdi coming onto the Mira. So I can imagine seeing that Mira played looking into CCTV and then how they want to play it, whether it's from Red looking into Cache, or I'll be really interested to see here. But again, Verdi needs that 12 seconds, you know, so he takes a little bit less this time because he's on defense. But he's got to take some of that time where he just doesn't move for a few seconds. It's vital for the success of looking for Teamname. An absolutely nutty half from Baka on that SMG-11. 4 kills in 2 rounds with SMG-11. Some strong performances from both sides here, as both teams playing really, really well. And we are going to see one mirror go out from Cache to CC. And then still curious to see where this last mirror is going to go. So kind of looking at the setup here. A pretty heavy concentration of defenders. They're going to have to rotate on Red. And then Verdi is going to put that mirror down looking from Red stairs, but on a soft wall. So going to be able to at least kind of manage it a little bit better as an attacker, pushing in from construction to Cache. And Destiny is on the roof. Road actually almost trying to bandit trick at this time, but not quite. You know, I'm not really sure what the purpose of the bandit is, considering you have mute, and it's going to be a Maverick, so the bandit is honestly a literal waste of time here. See if Road actually uses it, or if he's just using it for the C4 and the gunplay. But he is going to bandit trick it to, what, damage Baka a bit? Not quite sure what's going on here. He's going to put both down as they try to peek the bandit charge. Not quite able to execute off. Baka's hit, like, literally 1 health, so I fussed about the bandit charge, but it's gonna work. Hot Doggy taking out Sam, though, and that is the Jaeger down, and that would have had to have been right in construction here as Hot Doggy. Yeah, it was right in the construction doorway, so Hot Doggy has an angle here on the construction push into Cache, and he's gonna call Black Ice up. That's gonna be the Jackal track. Kind of watching the flank here, though, is now Kronos realizing he's not getting pushed from Garage. Now gonna have to turn his focus to the wall now. They're going to rotate over to construction, open up construction wall. Hot Doggy already inside. The C4 almost sound like it was prepped here. Bandit actually trying to make a peek as Road shoots in construction, but Verdi's going to take out Hot Doggy. So the refrag finally comes out, and it's now a 4v4 situation here, as that was Mirror. The C4 prepped and ready to fly out into through construction door. Standing by for the C4 if it actually happens here. Is the C4 going to come out? Not quite. He's going to fall off of it here. Destiny's actually able to pop the mirror here. Verdi kind of stuck in this corner, and Maverick, Baka actually opening up a push hole. Destiny's going to be able to finally take out Verdi. Holding the long angle onto the mirror. He's going to peek the mirror down at the top of Red Stairs, and that's going to be Maslow kind of playing that. Realizing the push is about to come in. The wall's trying to attempt to get opened here, but Kronos still holding off actually with just 30 seconds left. They're kind of stalled in construction. Realizing the push is going to have to come out eventually, but Maslow holding it down from the top of Red Stairs, realizing he's getting thrown from both sides. Black Ice kind of just honestly holding on flank watch, not really strong use of it. Pretty strong gun here, but the wall's finally going to come out in the open. Baka able to rotate around on Maslow, but Road able to take out Baka here. They're actually in sight, kind of watching the back. The plant's going to come out. He rises it, but the peek off from Destiny on the fake plant is able to take out Road and Polar onto Kronos. And that is another round for looking for team. Polar able to peek down onto the long angle there onto Kronos into the top of Garage to finish the round off for New Zense. We're going into round number 8 here at a 5-2 advantage for looking for team on a really, really strong past several rounds here for them. And we're going to go downstairs to Arsenal Church. So New Zense choosing not to try that side again. We're going to go downstairs to another side, another look, a different way to play, and we'll see if looking for Teamname can pull off what they just did downstairs. All they have to do is win 2 more of the next 5 rounds here if they want to walk away with 3 points. If they want to walk away with 1 point for the league, they only need to win 1 more round. Zense facing an uphill battle, ladies and gentlemen. Here's they're trying desperately to hold on, but just kind of making some confusing plays here. Kind of, confused by the Bandit. Constantly trying to bring it out, trying to play it. It almost worked on the Maverick, but still didn't stop him. And I feel like there's so many other operators that could be significantly more useful here for this team. So Sam, currently the number 1 on the scoreboard, has been promoted to Doc. They've activated the Doc, and naturally the top scoreboard player is going to be the one that's allowed to use him, and so he's going to be prepped down in tunnel, actually using that ACOG to, looks like, to alternate between playing in tunnel and then running to blue. So Road making good use of 3 of his shock wires on to that back church wall here. And then we're kind of looking at the roam spread of Zense, at least for right now. Maslow is still stuck upstairs as the rest of the 4 defenders are pushed down, and we'll see just how quickly looking for Teamname can make the push and the clear before executing down onto site. Pretty common defensive setup here. Baka identifying that Stock and Lounge are both clear. So just like that, that's going to be the call for Destiny and Baka to start making the push in. Plus, the peak's almost coming off onto Road, who's playing upstairs on tub wall. He's now at quarter health just from the spray by Hot Doggy on a great drone. That's Road and Maslow kind of playing the split here, though. But the hatch in Stock going to be opened up already by Destiny. That's one of the exothermic charges gone. Road's actually able to take Black Ice out on the push, though. Almost able to take out Hot Doggy, but not quite. As Road just allowed to kind of exist here despite trying to play these drones. And Hot Doggy trying to make the peek on the Bandit, but he gets a double kill as Road takes out Hot Doggy with the P12. And that's 2 kills on a roam that didn't need to happen. And Maslow coming back on a desperate attack against Polar. And it's now very quickly, 1 minute and 20 seconds in the round, a 5v2 for Zense. So that's Baka left alone in bar, and Destiny just kind of hanging out the top of red stairs, but Maslow whiffing on a Destiny despite watching it. Destiny with a beautiful headshot. And now a 2v4, a little bit better. He's trying to make the spray into Cash. Not sure where they're at, but Baka is going to take out Road finally at the top of red stairs, and we're back into a 3v2. So just like that, 5-2, 3-2. Looking for Teamname, not giving up that quickly. Sam still hanging out in tunnel. Verdi chilling in blue, and Kronos utilizing some of his cam information from that church wall here. Destiny making the move into garage. Baka actually all the way down in Moto. That's going to make the call for Verdi to kind of rotate around, but he's actually not really going to. Kronos knows he's there, though. Verdi not switching around. Baka's going to have to do some damage here to somebody because, Sam's absolutely not going to push here. Destiny trying to open up into tunnel. They know Doc is in tunnel. He actually dropped the diffuser out of the hole. Gunshooter's bringing it in with him. 25 seconds left here. Baka going to have to make the push down to Verdi. Destiny trying to make the play against Doc, but it doesn't matter. Sam's able to kill him out in the tunnel. Just a little bit more armor, able to heal himself up very quickly, and now Baka has an extremely tough job with 15 seconds left. The double peek there from both members of Zense. Kronos able to take out Baka in blue. And a round for Zense finally, as it's 3v5, and I just held the scoreboard up there when I shouldn't have. My bad. Kronos got the kill, looking long and down into blue. Zense finally biting back. We're going to go back upstairs to CCTV Cache, though, is a very strong site for looking for Teamname previous rounds. See if they're able to actually execute on it again. A little bit of a change up here. We're going to see the smoke come out from Verdi. No Bandit this time, so just the mute, leave it alone. Road 6-picking from the Ella to the Pulse, though, and there is no Mira this time as well. So kind of a vastly different lineup here from Zense. We'll see if it pays off here. Maybe not, but it could. It's a bold move, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off. So we just they have to do their best to try to avoid Road getting identified early into the round and able to play underneath fairly safely. You can imagine He'll be playing right in lounge, though, being able to stop off those default plants in B, or, you know, maybe even able to utilize the hatch and construction, you know, toss some C4s up however they want to. But they might be able to pull it off here. Again, wouldn't be surprised to see Kronos go back to garage based on the way they've operated previously, and Road has now officially ducked down and off with his cardiac sensor trying to dodge some of these drones so he's not spotted too early. And we're in round number 9 here, as Looking for Team attempts to make the execute into their 6th round win, trying to get set on match point. So the roam coming out again, roam clear, excuse me, coming out again from Hot Doggy and Black Ice on Tub Wall. Honestly starting to get just a little predictable here. And if you're kind of looking at the way they're playing, though, they have no defenders on that side of the map, except for Sammer hanging alone and unafraid halfway up red stairs on the landing. So the breach charge prepped by Hot Doggy for the drone to come out between Black Ice and Hot Doggy so they can immediately hot breach and start the clear. But Sam hanging out patiently on red stairs, just waiting to get droned. The wall is going to be opened up, though, and the peek come out, and then he's going to be identified pretty quickly. There are double drones. Instead of choosing to peek the angle, he chose to attack the drones. Kind of a weird play there from Sam, but Hot Doggy capitalizing on it. But Road utilizing that C4 he'd been saving up onto Black Ice. It's now a 4v4 immediately, and that's also the Jackal gone along with the tracks. So Baka able to get the wall open along with Destiny's help. So the wall there on CCTV is going to be wide open now. So that's a big win here for Looking for Teamname as well. Still in this 4v4 situation. Road rotating back towards red stairs, realizing he's going to have to make the push up. And I call them red, call them main stairs, whatever you prefer. I utilize cash stairs for the other one. Verdi hanging out in cash, trying to make them peek in. Maslow set up on the top of cash stairs, though. Kronos patiently looting a garage, and Road underneath here, as Looking for Teamname has now secured construction yet again. Baka making the hole open on the side with the Maverick, while Hot Doggy trying to hold off and stop this a little bit from cash, as Baka can now rotate off fairly freely here. He's going to drop underneath, actually, and along with Polar to try and clear out any remaining players underneath. But Road is rotated upstairs, and Hot Doggy, though, going to be able to take out Road here with a double kill on the round, realizing there's still one player hanging out in cash and one able to reinforce right on red, but actually going to get flashed out here. Verdi's going to take out Hot Doggy. Now the push is going to come up the stairs, but Maslow dispatching Polar really quickly there. Baka making the same move. He sees him waiting right there. He knows he has to rotate off, but just 30 seconds left. He doesn't have much time. Destiny's able to take out Kronos on the garage, so now it's 2 SMG-11s and 2 shotguns versus 2 assault rifles with 25 seconds left. Destiny made the call. They're going to have to plant in the default plant spot. Let Baka cover him. Baka is going to do exactly that here, as now Maslow and Verdi are going to have to figure out exactly how they want to push this. Destiny's pulled off the plant, but he chooses to stick it for reasons unknown to me, and New Zense able to re-clean that up with the C4 and the shotgun onto Destiny and Baka, and New Zense takes a second round in a row, and it's round number 4, and I just did exactly what we talked about yet again. My bad. Keep covering up the kill cam there. I'll work on it. So there is the scoreboard there, as we're going over to Gym Bedroom for New Zense, and we're almost at a tie game here, as it's now 4-5 with Looking for Teamname still in advance. You just kind of see such a good initial push almost from Looking for Teamname, but then it just kind of like fades out on the execute. They just don't have quite the power they need to make the execute on a defense that's set up in the way that New Zense's is, cross-holding angles, still saving a majority of their utility for the very end. Maslow actually breaking out the alibi from the mute, so they're going to use Bandit as the wall denier here and let the alibi kind of come out for a more fragging heavy role here for Maslow. Pretty strong performances from both teams thus far into the lineup. The castle still coming out. We talked about the staple the castle is for this site. And then Verdi opening up, just like the foot peek holes there between Gym and Bedroom. And that's so when players go in and try to make the plant, all you have to do is prone out as a defender, either from construction or from somewhere in Bedroom if they don't have full security, and try to go for a quick plant. And you can stop that safely through the wall, or if they try to kind of hot breach that like we've seen previously. So that's kind of what those are utilized for overall. But Pretty strong hold there. That way they don't have to play in gym. They can hold it from outside extremely safely. So road testing, if they can crawl through, they can't. And road stuck. Please tell me Birdie's gonna open this up. Okay, they are. So very good open up for road. So road's not stuck in the site here. Baka playing that Nomad already brought up and onto the tub wall. Kind of figuring exactly how they're going to get this wall open. And that's going to be Polar and Dustin. Polar breaking the logistics hacks before rotating back over and on to the wall. You know, Black Ice on the sledge, but didn't want to waste the hammer for such a lame hatch. Hot Doggy trying to play, looking into above, trying to get some of that utility off the wall with the sensor. But Road completely underneath in blue, knowing he has to rotate back up and above. Sam hanging out in logistics despite the hatch being opened. Birdie patiently waiting here with Amira. The bandit gone. That's going to be Polar that shot the bandit off, actually, and then Destiny going to prep and open the wall here. So great double teamwork here from Polar and Destiny we've seen over and over. Really highlighting exactly how much damage a Maverick and a Thermite can do. A C4 going to come out from Birdie there. Wasted, no kill. So that's going to be at least one of the 2 C4s that we have on Zense off the board a minute and a half into the round. So we're going to see Kronos and Maslow hang out pretty comfortably here in cash construction. Hot Doggy peeking the construction window and able to take out Kronos with a headshot flick. And that's the castle / Kronos gone. Not really much lost in terms of utility or gun usage there. Baka getting the air jab off on the top of red stairs. Knows someone's there. But now Maslow's still hanging extremely tight as Hot Doggy waiting to make the push. And Maslow just not moving. Baka's going to come back onto red stairs, put yet another air job there. But Polar's able to take out Maslow, and we're now onto a 3v5. So another strong round here from Zense as Hot Doggy's sitting right on site. But completely just got team killed. So Polar with a brilliant team kill onto Hot Doggy. What a shot that was as Polar crushes his teammate in the dome as he attempts to make the push in on a beautiful shot there from Polar. Road holding very patiently here as they know they're going to start making the move in. Baka now staged to take Polar's place, or excuse me, Hot Doggy's place, hoping Polar doesn't shoot in the back as well. The drone coming out from Baka. Destiny waiting to do the entry frag with Thermite. They know the mirror is playing reversed, actually, so kind of a pretty strong play here from Birdie. Road's going to take out Baka, though, and it's the tides have completely turned around here as it's now a 3v2 situation. So the push is going to have to come in. The plant's actually going out. They're trying to make the peaks, but can't quite make it. Polar actually not going to be able to save it. Polar with the triple kill, but not able to get the defense finalized out because he couldn't quite cover the plant there of his teammate. Just angled a little too wrong and wasn't able to cover at the right angle and quick enough. And very quickly, we're now to 5v5, so Zense dragging it all the way back. And we only have 2 rounds left to play in this matchup here. So there is no overtime. There's only 12 rounds. If you win 7 of those, you get 3 points. If you win 6, you get tied. So the team that wins this round is guaranteed at least 1 point in this matchup with the potential to go for 3. And now we're coming back downstairs to Church Arsenal as Zense continuing to try to make this push against looking for Teamname as they've just completely dropped off the board here. So a little variance here. Rose's going to break out the Vigil to try to play for the Roma a little bit, but other than that, pretty similar style operators to what we've seen previously on this lineup. There is no Doc playing down in tunnel like we saw last round. Sam choosing to go for the Bandit. He's no longer on the top of the leaderboard, so his privilege to play Doc has been demoted, and Road was allowed to play Vigil. We all know how that works. Come on. Give it to me, right? So anyways, they're trying to make a final stand here, try to get up at least to 1 point, as looking for Teamname has to fight to take this round. It's do or die on this round if they want to win this match. Now Black Ice very quickly rotating over on. Okay, I thought Kronos was going to do a run out on tunnel. Didn't realize he had reinforced it there. Black Ice almost shotgunning that default cam there. Baka going up on top of the roof, and the drone's immediately coming out. Hot Doggy ready to follow it in there with Black Ice sitting in Strip Club. And that's going to be the roamer there. Road hanging over inside entrance. Kind of just patiently waiting for Black Ice to make the push in. Destiny going to drone. Let's see if he checks all the way past Strip, though. Sometimes people won't do it. Road making the creep up. And he's going to get identified. So he had one job to utilize his ability for and didn't utilize it. So Black Ice now extremely aware that Road is hanging out inside. The first call coming out here. Trying to identify Road a little bit here. But Black Ice leaving him alone. Realizes he's so far offside. He's not going to bother himself with it. But we still have nobody really that's trying to execute on the hatches just yet. Baka hanging on main stairs with the SMG-12. But Sam standing ready in Moto to make the push back into the hall. The drone's going to come out there. So Sam going to get identified there pretty quickly. And Baka knows right where Sam's going to be at. So he's actually going to make... Wouldn't be surprised to see him make the push in here. Against Sam. But Road is going to take out Black Ice. Hot dogging out a Road. Massel on the Baka. And it's now a 4v3 here as Nuzence just driving heavy on this attacking team. Is looking for team. Tries to make the push. But Baka goes down as he's sitting right on main stairs. Hot Doggy trying to take his place along with Destiny quickly behind. And Polar now opening the hatches despite Destiny still having one left. Maybe for that wall. I could see that what they're going for. But they're going to have to get the top open to get a nade over to stop the Bandits from just sitting in place here. Maslow holding a long angle prone from Arsenal. Three charges are finally going to come out as Hot Doggy is rotated back up top along with the hatch open by Polar into Moto. And 45 seconds left. Something's going to have to happen here. The breach charges continue to come out by Hot Dog as he peeks down and arm to Armory and Armory corner. Corner's sitting right on his Maestro cams. Maestro hanging out, trying to wait on the long haul, but now that's Hot Doggy and Destiny sitting on the long haul, along with Polar sitting in Moto. So now all three players at the bottom of the main stairs. They haven't even gotten the default cam yet, so it's going to become very painfully aware that all three players are down and in. Maslow, though, going to get picked off immediately by Destiny as he goes prone. Just kind of uncoordinated there, and 12 seconds left. They're going to have to make the push. Wow, Destiny takes out Sam, but immediately refrags here. And just, I don't think time is going to be quite enough as Hot Doggy trying to make this peak into the Legion. Able to get out Verdi, but due to time, not able to quite finish out Kronos as they're just not able to execute. Looking for team taking too long every single round to close out the final execute here. And that has just guaranteed Nuzence at least 1 point in this matchup. So now Nuzence on match point, looking on this last round of the game to try to take all 3 points home for their team, and looking for Teamname. Going to have to prioritize for that last point to at least just tie it up here. We're going to go back upstairs to CCTV Cash. And they're going to try and hold out. They're bringing out the Bandit and the Mute this time. So kind of a double peak. They're not bringing the Mira again. And a pretty similar lineup here for looking for Teamname. And you've got to think that looking for Teamname is upset right now after being 5-2. They've now lost 4 in a row to Nuzence as Nuzence continues to just hold it over and over again against this looking for Teamname attack. Just great initial early on push from looking for Teamname, but then to execute just stalls. And then they have to rush in the last 20 seconds, but it's not a coordinated rush. It's just a rush, and then it ends up costing the round every single time here. So Kronos hanging out on top garage here. Again, trying to put his cams down. That's an awesome Maestro smut there for the Evil Eye. Kind of a hard one to get with any utility. And Birdie still pretty much bringing the same exact setup and cash as Road, utilizing the Jaeger and Blue Stairs. Looking for Team is going to have to make this execute fairly quickly here. Polar and Destiny have been pretty much the team childs here to open up the wall, and they've been good at it. Black Ice finally coming up and around, making the call. Polar is that they're going to have to get the back of the garage wall open, and Black Ice knows he's going to have to do that with those Habana charges. That's what you bring the the Bandits and the Mute for. Polar starting very quickly on The blowtorch, breach torch, opening up the wall. Hot Doggy droning out in logistics. So we kind of take a look at where the defensive spread is out right now. You have Sam, Kronos, Verdi, and Mazlo all hanging out fairly close to site. And then as far as the roamers, you have Road all the way down in Arsenal and Church area trying to play in that basement. So Habana able to open up wide, but Hot Doggy actually going to take out Sam, but Polar is down right now. Courtesy of, I would imagine, Maslow, but not entirely sure who that was courtesy of. Could have been Kronos playing with that LMG long and across, but I doubt it here, as the wall is not open yet. And Black Ice coming up to try and help out Destiny, pick up Polar as well. Polar making the crawl away. Jackal actually going to track at least one member here of this new Zense defense, staged in construction and ready for the push. It's now prepped again. Baka is now just literally letting this Maestro cam look right at him. They know one's in bedroom. So they've identified very quickly two of the players. Road making the rotate up from the top of main stairs into bedroom and going to get a pretty free kill here if he just pushes right onto Cash. No one's watching the construction rotate into bedroom. And that's going to be a free kill onto Hot Doggy and almost a second, but he's going to drop off that as Baka goes back downstairs. The wall is finally open here, as Polar has been revived, is able to play that from underneath. Trying to get the kill onto Kronos. Kronos actually going to take some damage from that, but Maslow able to take out Baka on the Jackal, pushing up the stairs. But it's no effect, and now with 30 seconds left, looking for Teamname is stalled out yet again. No one is trying to execute on site. Everyone's holding angles, looking opposite directions. And Nuisance is just too disciplined to play for. Road, a double kill on the round, and knows he's going to have to play against Black Ice here. And Road's about to peek Black Ice and get another kill. And Road get a triple kill on the rounds. He takes out Black Ice, and it's all up to Polar here with 15 seconds left. And it's looking good for Nuisance. He's going to flash himself. Go to Garage, where he literally doesn't even have enough time to get the finish. He's going to make the peak, and Kronos able to easily dispatch Polar to end the game as Nuisance wins round number 12 and the matchup against looking for Teamname. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your game, and there's your scoreboard. This is Hydro League, and I am your caster, Misfit Midas. Thanks for watching tonight. Thanks for hanging out. The next game, if you're interested in continuing to watch the games, I'll pull it up here for you in just 1 second. You can watch the next game on the 10th, which is tomorrow at 2100 CST. Excuse me. I'm sorry, the 9th. So you have two games tomorrow night at 2000 and 2200 CST. So be sure to check those out. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm Misfit Midas, and this is Hydro League.